Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
ManureTea.com, authentic Haven brand, 100% natural soil conditioner for the home garden, all your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. ManureTea.com, always free shipping. Squirm and Worm Farm, organic farm and gardening supplies. It's conveniently located in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Worm castings, organic potting soil, organic and heirloom seeds, cover crop seeds, and more. SquirmandWormFarm.com.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joey Baird. Well, today it's all about cucumbers. Whether you pickle them, put them in cucumber water, or just eat them as a delectable treat during the summer months, it's very simple to plant. Whether you have a lot of space, like we do here in a large garden, or you have a limited amount of space that we'll take a look at in just a few minutes. Now we're going to plant three different varieties of cucumbers. We're going to plant Market More, Boston pickling, and lemon cucumbers. For those of you who may not know what lemon cucumbers are, they're a shape of a lemon, about the size of a baseball, and you don't see them in stores that often because they have a very, very short shelf life, but they're very, very tasty. So let's get started with planting some cucumbers. Now, cucumbers can be grown on a trellis if your space is limited, or you can just let them sprawl on the ground like natural ground cover. We have here what you may see very familiar, the side panels of two baby cribs. Now these work really good for any type of trellising, especially cucumbers, and we've added some assistance to these trellises for the cucumber application. We've got this nylon mesh netting here. Now some of you found this to be very successful, other users have found this to be a terrible disappointment. As well as this plastic fencing that I found that we've tied onto the trellis to add assistance due to this netting not being as big as we need it to be. So this is very sturdy. We've tied the two sides together, and we're simply going to plant the cucumbers and go from seed. Now you can start them inside if you so choose to, but cucumbers, much like some of the vegetables that we plant in our garden, are very sensitive to transplanting, and if you do so, you have to be very, very careful so you don't disturb the roots so much that it kills the plant. Now with planting the cucumbers, there's the easy way, and then there's the, I guess, the correct way, let's say. The correct way would be about every 3 to 4 inches is what I would recommend in a trench along the side of your trellis. The easy way is just simply taking the cucumber seeds and spreading them very heavily, and then as they come up you can thin them out, because in our household you can never have too many cucumbers. So let's start with the cucumbers first, and then we'll just work our way around the trellis and plant all three varieties that we have. Now with the cucumbers you're looking at about a 60 to 65, 70 day to harvest ratio. So with the lemon cucumbers, I'm just going to make a trench about ½ inch-ish deep, and we're just going to really put them in there very free, and I'm going to cover them up. Now I do a double row, and what that means is I will plant the one row next to the trellis, and then I'll take 6 inches or 8 inches out, and I will plant another row. Now this ensures me that I have ample amount of seeds that are going to germinate, as well as it gives the option of the cucumbers to crawl up this trellis or crawl up this fence here, along with some of the pole beans that we've got planted here as well. We're condensing a lot of vegetables in a very small area. So with that being done here, and you can just take and mix these seeds all together and plant them however you choose. It's be more fun that way. I've incorporated some compost in with this soil as I turned it over as well. Now between the gaps here, we're going to plant the same way. We're going to do a double row and a double row on that side. So we'll get the other side here. We're planting double row, the same thing. I've incorporated all the seeds together, so it'd be a good variety. And again, with this type of trellis system, if you did it early enough, and we may even incorporate this into our trellis, is underneath you can actually put like heat-sensitive plants like maybe some leaf lettuce to extend that growing season. If you have some starts somewhere else in the garden, you can move them over here, and as the cucumbers grow vertical, it'll shade those sensitive heat plants, and you can get a little more harvest out of them. So it's just that simple to grow cucumbers in a trellis in a garden if you have a lot of space. But if you don't have a lot of space, what do? Well, let's take a look at a situation in a backyard that has that very problem. So unlike the large garden, you don't have to have a lot of space to grow a lot of cucumbers. We're in Holly's sister's backyard, and we created this small cucumber bed for her. It's 4 foot long by 2 foot wide. Again, out of items that we found, there's zero expense to this bed here. We got a rubber coated mesh fencing here on our rose, we call it a rose trellis, fence post, and the base around here we've put a perimeter to protect our cucumbers in the bed from neighborhood rabbits that we've seen wandering around. Now the gaps in the fence was a little wider than what we were comfortable with, so with the sod we removed from the bed, we just took and stuffed it in the holes around the fencing to keep the rabbits out. And in the corner of each side here we put 4 sunflowers, so they can be a beautiful addition to the bed as well as provide a little climbing accessibility to the cucumbers. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and comment. We put out this particular video each and every Tuesday. I'm Joy Barrett, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. For more information, you can visit the website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.